On another issue, though, I know, again, Councilman Only, you had stated that I had gotten punked, and if you could please clear that up for me and help me understand how I was, quote, punked. That was my definition, or what I see is tricked or deceived, so since you told me I was punked, could you explain that to me?
Are you asking for a response?
Yeah.
I wrote what it meant over at the mayor's blog. You're welcome to go there and look at it, okay?
I don't have a blog.
It's,
so-
no, not your blog, Mayor Graham's blog. It was on there.
No. So maybe for the record, you could tell me what that,
I just said what I need.
okay. So I guess I don't know how I was punked, tricked, or deceived is the definition. What I would call as getting punked would be is telling the public you got a hydro plan and you haven't seen it. Telling the public you have 34 golf tournaments, and we hear tonight there's potentially 3. Those would be things that I would say fall under the definition of punked, and the sad part is the community was punked. They were tricked. They were deceived. And then to have what I would argue, and I know council says we should discuss it further in executive session, and that's fine, but a structure removed from city property, then put up, quote, to be an April Fool's joke, and I guess this is funny to the community that I don't know of anybody except maybe a handful of people that are happy with the sale of it, to say this was an April Fool's joke and put it up at Mr. Samayo's golf course, as we heard tonight. It seems like these gentlemen think they don't have to follow any of the rules, and I think you commented that you thought it was funny. I don't want to assume, but I don't recall a sign permit being issued for the installation of that, whether it be a day or a minute at Ives Hill. Was there a sign permit for that?
No.
So again, Mr. Samayo thinks he's doesn't have to follow any of the rule. Yeah, I mean, he thinks he doesn't have to follow any of the rules, but again, going back to the punked, tricked or deceived, because you specifically said it was Councilwoman Campo and myself, so based on the omission, I have to assume that Councilman Ruggiero, yourself, and Councilman Hickey knew about it from your friend, Mr. Samayo. I would say to the public, these are examples of getting tricked or deceived. People going and buying a warranty and paying for that warranty from the former deal maker, only to find out they didn't have a warranty. People going and turning in their car thinking their loans were going to get paid off, and only to find out they weren't paid off and their credit was ruined. And that's what I would call tricked or deceived. And to use the Attorney General's language from March 9, 2009, referring to Mr. Samayo's company, this company, quote, "This company has repeatedly ripped off consumers through its fraudulent business practices," close quote. It's unfortunate that the gentleman that thinks that it's funny, these are the things that he has done to, quote, punk or trick or deceive the public. And I know other people don't think it's funny. I know the community doesn't think it's funny. I've received multiple phone calls, and I don't think anybody on this council should think that's funny. This is a piece of city property that the taxpayers paid for, and you've got these 2 developers ignoring our rules, ignoring side ordinances, and thinking that they're above and they can do whatever they want, and council members thinking it's funny. I think it's disgusting, and it's unfortunate that the other 3 council members apparently knew this, because they haven't said anything public that they didn't, and your omission is that it was Councilwoman Campo and myself that were tricked.
I personally didn't think it was worth commenting on, so.
I didn't say comment, I said
Well,
knew
you
about
said you
it.
think we were behind it. No.
Well, according to Councilman Only, it was just us that didn't know about it. We were the ones that were punked and deceived. It wasn't you, it wasn't Councilman Hickey, it was us.
Well, that
So-
was because there was a Times article that explained where the ball went, and that
So,
it sounded like, Mr. Mix had agreed that it was not the city, so.
I don't know what that has about tricking or deceiving us. Apparently, the other 3 knew about it, so
Yeah.
this is my time. I think it's disgusting, and I agree, Counselor, we can talk about it in executive session, but after we talk about it, if it's not executive session material, we need to report out. But I'll take your advice that it's under legal issues and.
My advice, Mr. Mayor and council members, is that